Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Let's Debate for the Council of Trolls. Today on trial, do reviews matter? The Honorable Owen Neely presiding. Hello and welcome. Today we will be deciding whether reviews matter in the gaming community or not. The reviews have been around since as long as games have been around. In fact, longer, since they affect other mediums as well. But oftentimes they are a source of division and anger. A studio says this is this good, and a person says no, it's this good, and then somebody else says no, you're both wrong. People have argued about reviews and their different tastes and their different styles for generations. Today we will put an end to this and decide whether reviews should be removed from the gaming community, or whether they are an important and even essential part of games and how they are created. The plaintiff, the one saying that reviews do not matter and should be stricken from the record and removed, is Vestuto. Thank you. I am doing well. On the other side, the defendant, claiming that reviews really do matter and are an essential piece to our gaming community, is Vinny.
Gentlemen.
The gentleman. So, to begin with, we will start with opening arguments. First up is Vestuto.
Ladies and gentlemen, I woke up sad today knowing I was going to have to do this. It almost feels like my second time having to do this in life because gaming is at a crossroads of where just piss on people matter now, and they take you and snatch you and get you into these reviews that make these games look like they're trash when they're really not. They base your opinions, they factor in your money, they take it from you. And we got people that are dumb enough to only go by reviews and not first-hand experience. They're taking away your gaming rights into trying games, if they're good or they're bad, just to experience it, to put your blood, your sweat, your tears, your time, your everything into, to create those memories of gaming that we all love and share with everybody. But when you only listen to reviews and you let other people take away if you want to go to this game or not, you're not even a gamer anymore. You're just a puppet. You're part of the system. You're one of these PlayStationers. That's all.
Thank you. Vinny, your opening arguments.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, in our culture, we need structure. Okay, before you spend that $60 on that game and invest anywhere from 10 to 40 hours of your life in something to discover if it's a right fit for you or not, where do you turn to? You turn to the professionals. You turn to the reviews. In gaming, there is a general consensus of what is a good game, a bad game, and an okay game. There's nothing wrong with liking a bad game. There's nothing wrong with disliking a good game. But there is something wrong when you state that a good game is a bad game and that a bad game is a good game. Fundamentally speaking, there are things within games that make it a quality experience outside of subjectivity. Any other medium you look at, film, movies, music, has nothing on the quality of reviews and the consistency you get in the reviews for gaming that you can find elsewhere. And it is Xbox gamers such as Vestuto here who want to run away from this fact when you see games like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay fail so miserably.
Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a short break before beginning our next section of the debate. Recess has been adjourned. Thank you for stomaching that short break. As you can see, we have slightly changed the setup in the half a second while you were gone. There's now one stool in the front. That is the hot seat. Each one of these gentlemen will take a 3-minute turn in the hot seat. They must answer every question asked of them by the accuser. We will start with Vinny in the hot seat and the accuser will be Vestuto. Take your seats, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to cook this boy. So what up, bud?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Feel confident about what you're about to say?
You know what? If I had to give you a review on it, I would say absolutely. 10
Tell
out
me
of
the
10.
truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
That's all I do.
So, let's start off with reviews matter, right?
Yeah, they do, for sure.
Every game you own, it has a high review in that console, right? Because reviews matter. These reviews matter. So, every game you own is a solid 8 up.
Is a solid 8 up. I don't think a game has to be an 8 up in order to be good.
But the reviews matter.
Please answer this question.
The reviews matter, so why
Yeah.
would you have a bad game review in your collection?
Well, I don't think because a game is below an 8, it's necessarily bad. A 7, I would say is good as well. Something in the 7s, I would say is good.
You know, I'll let you even go with that one. So you're in a group chat with a bunch of buddies, right?
Yeah.
And usually your first debate when a game drops is what?
Well,
What?
everybody tends to send a review score.
Not everybody actually tends to send a review score. I think only 1 or 2 of you out of the group sent a review score. And did you play those games before you sent us those review scores?
Well, the review scores come out,
I'm just asking, did you have
the
your
day of? I'm
Please
answering.
answer the question.
The reviews come out probably the day of or a few days before, depending on what game it is. So
I like
it's-
how you're backtracking each question. Again, do you send me the review score before playing it?
Before playing it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I may. I
So you base
rub
your
it in.
opinion off that score right away. So
I base my hype off of
So
it.
did you play State of Decay 2? That got a 7.5, right? And you dissed
What
it
did it get a
because
7.5 on?
the game, State
But
of
what-
Decay 2.
what
Metacritic.
did-
You are not the one asking the question.
Metacritic. I'll even say.
Okay.
Don't worry, Metacritic.
It-
You sent the score, did you not?
Is he asking the question?
I'm just asking yes or no.
Okay,
I
so
don't need the
what's-
score. Yes
what's-
or no. It's a simple question. Did you play State of Decay 2 when it dropped, but you sent the score of the 7.5 to me saying, haha, I did that again?
No, I did not play the game. And the second thing is that you're going off of IGN. Is what you're going. You're
That's
going off of one.
I'll let you
reviewer.
send it to me. You sent me the Metacritic score, and then you stated.
So the game actually
was bad.
got in the 60s on a Metacritic, which is not a bad. It is not a good. It is a very mixed, therefore average, therefore mediocre.
But then you say it's a trashy Xbox exclusive.
I would
right?
say at this point in the
Without
life cycle.
any hands-on
Can I
experience.
speak?
30 seconds.
I would say within the life cycle that the Xbox One is at, they should be manufacturing they should be manufacturing games that come out at much more higher reviews than in the mid 60s. That's very mixed. That's something that should happen on average at the beginning or middle of the console generation, not at the end.
I got one more, Your Honor, please.
Yes.
Let's get into the big one. I just want to ask you a simple yes or no. Does esports matter?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
So when a game, the most popular one that makes multi-millions, League of Legends, gets a what was it, a 78, which is bad.
No, that's
Which is a bad
good.
score.
No, that's good.
Over games of God of
No,
War
that's
that get
good.
a 10.
If you look at how
that review
Metacritic
matters.
ranks their reviews, it's in the green, which is positive, which means the game got positive reception, therefore it's not bad.
A 70 is a C in my eyes. Not many people brag about C's.
Well,
so you're taking a classic of a gem.
So
and
a
saying
70s
it's bad.
is a C in your eyes, but by the gauging
But you
of...
own
Okay, that is all. Thank you, gentlemen.
Can't get a word out. Can't get a word out. He's going to ask me a question. Say
You just-
yes or no.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I asked
Turn
yes
your-
or no's.
Can't get a,
Order in this court!
can't get a word out.
Yes or no's.
Go to
ladies and
your
gents.
seats, your standing positions. Thank you.
Oh, my hands hurt.
Well, it is your turn to take the hot seat, Vestuto.
I'll be honored, Your Honor.
Okay. And we went a little over on that one, so you have 3.5 minutes, Vinny.
I hope you have.
Vestuto,
Yes, sir.
I have a yes or no question for you. Do you understand?
Yep.
Do you believe in your top 5 generation list?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And I have another yes or no question for you. Do you believe, would you say that reviews don't matter? They have no weight to them?
They do not.
Okay. So would you say that you also tend to really not agree with reviews?
I don't really know. I don't really look up the agree, so I'll have to say no to not agree because I don't look up the reviews when I get a game. I just, play it and give it myself.
Can I point something out to you?
You can.
I find something very interesting here about your top 5 list. Let's look at the reviews. Rocket League. That was your number 5, wasn't it?
It was.
Got an 85 on Metacritic. What was your number 4? Nier.
Near.
Got an 88 on Metacritic.
Okay.
What was your number 3?
Super
Mario Maker. Got an 88 on Metacritic.
Oh, nice.
What was your number 2? Overwatch.
Yes.
Got a 91 on Metacritic. And what, sir, was your number 1?
It was Grand Theft Auto 5.
97 Metacritic.
That's right.
Do you find it odd that the ranking of your top 5 is entirely consistent with the Metacritic scores?
Honestly, you know what makes me feel good about this? First off, I didn't know the reviews of any of those games, so kudos for my top 5 being, I guess, up there with the critics.
So based off of that, would you say reviews are inaccurate?
No, reviews still don't matter. I didn't know.
Are they inaccurate?
Did you pick your top 5 based on
Please
reviews?
answer his
Are they
question.
inaccurate?
No.
They're not inaccurate. So let me ask you this. If game reviews are not inaccurate, and they are in fact accurate, what do they therefore matter?
No, they just don't matter.
Oh, so you're telling me that if a review does accurately reflect the quality of a game, that one should not listen to it?
You shouldn't listen to it. You should get a first-time experience like I do with all my games, because I know the other games besides those 5. I'm a gamer's gamer. I got what the box, what's the score of what the box.
Name to me
The Escapist.
Name to me maybe 2 or 3 games from this generation that you have played that you like that were received negatively.
Oh.
Very negatively.
Very negatively?
Very negatively.
Very negatively. I liked Far Cry Primal. It was a game I beat.
What was its Metacritic?
I really don't know because reviews don't matter.
It scored in the 80s. So that wasn't received negatively. So what's your next one then?
Top 5 or top 3 games I enjoyed this year. Let me go back. Really enjoyed.
This generation that will receive negatively.
What the Box. I really enjoyed What the Box so far. I've been really enjoying my little paper cutter people.
Okay.
Promise you. Another one. Oh, I did have some fun playing with some friends with Gears of War 4, which I think you mentioned before.
Gears of War 4.
Got a lowest of its Metacritic game, so
Gears of War 4, it got in the 80s on Metacritic, so it's not really a bad game, even though comparatively speaking to Uncharted, it's bad.
But can
30 seconds.
But latest. So you still are consistent with Metacritic, in that you think a game is
See,
good.
you're going outside the box
Not
again.
bad.
One, I don't look up the scores to enjoy these games. You know every game's Metacritic score. Kudos
So,
to
Anthony,
you. You're teaching
Let me
me,
ask you
but
this.
that
Let me ask you
doesn't
this.
mean
So
it
once
matters.
again, let's review here.
Why does it matter?
You agree that reviews are accurate, correct? Now, would you say if something is accurate, that it would be wise to follow that which is accurate?
No, because I've been down that road. I've listened to other people. There's only one person to listen to.
Okay, time is up. Thank you, gentlemen.
Listen to yourself. Don't listen to other people.
I think we see a flaw in
Return to your
his consistency.
Return to your places.
Follow your own path, bud.
After that steamy hot section right there, we're going to need a drink of water, I think. We'll take another recess. Thank you for coming back and joining us again after that short recess. You have heard the initial arguments, you've heard the first criticisms, the first critiques, the first questions have been asked. Now it is time to let the 2 gentlemen speak together as one and to debate as it should be, free of any constraints, free of any rules, free of any gloves. They're off now. This is the free-form debate. Begin, gentlemen.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
When good games last and they get a shit review, does that mean it mattered? That review mattered with how bad it was?
So you said when good games last,
Yeah.
but they get a bad review.
Like, how long is a normal game out there before it kind of gets stale and boring? Usually about a year, most games. Within
I don't know.
a year.
I don't know.
There's a lot of games.
I don't know if the average lifespan of the relevancy of a game is 1 year. I think it's a rare amount of games that last a long time.
Like
but
4 years, let's say?
But I don't see how that's relevant
Like
to
4 years?
reviews.
Rainbow Six Siege got a 73 on Metacritic.
That's not bad.
73.
That's not bad. Metacritic considers that positive perception. That's not
We
bad.
consider that bad. That's a C
Who's
average.
we?
That's a C average. Just people in general.
But Vestuto,
Why would
if
you wanna
you're
say
going
that?
on the website and you're trusting,
I'm saying
and you're like,
that.
oh, let me see,
So-
do they have good things, bad
But
things,
it's not
or
on
mixed
its
things to
4th
say
year.
about
It's
it?
on its 4th year.
Okay.
God of War's already dead. Did it not get a higher score?
So
those reviews shouldn't matter.
If you are,
It shouldn't matter because this one's lasting, buddy. This one's a
but
73 over.
what does it have to do
over
with
90?
how good of a game, if a good is game or bad? Because the fact of the matter is, you're saying a game which was positively received has lasted for years.
When you pick up a game, do you only pick it up based off the score? Do you not even care that it's something
I
you
will
want?
check the score to make sure that it's on quality with what I'm
So again, if
expecting.
God of War never had, if God of War came out and
Yeah.
all your major people put at it 2 out of 10, you as a fan wouldn't still pick that up as a classic?
I'd wait for the price to go down.
You would get it right
Because
away. You're a fan.
they tried something completely new So if critics were like, yeah, man, they really screwed the pooch
So you're
on
not
this
really
one.
a fan of the series.
Well, I am a fan. I played every God of War game out there.
So if there's no review on it, you would pick it up regardless. Right?
If it bombed, then I'm not spending $60 on it. I will buy it at a lower price.
So if there was no review score on God of War, the new one,
Okay.
you'd pick it up for 60. But if it had a lower score,
So you said if there was no review on it.
yeah, there's nothing on it.
If there was no reviews whatsoever on God of War, based off the history of the game and my fandom of the game, yes, I would buy it.
But you wouldn't have got a bad review and you were a fan of the game still. You don't put it
It's not that I would not have bought it. I would have bought it at a lower price. Now, if it was just a regular game, I would have never bought it. But because I'm a fan of the series, I'm like, you know what? I want to experience it. But for $60, if everybody's saying it's not worth it, and it's trash, and it's a 2 out of 2, and if there's like 50 to 80 critics who are saying it's a 2 out of 2, you know what? Yeah, I'm not wasting $60.
So what you're saying is when you hear other people give reviews, you'll wait on the game. But if there was no reviews out there, you'd still love and cherish those games. You would and give them a try because
So
that's what they deserve.
but look, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. Like I illustrated, if it got bad reviews or no reviews, I said I would still buy it no matter what. It's just when do I buy it?
Right. So
It's
your
when do I buy
loyalty
it?
is. So again, if there's no reviews, you'll pick up the game exactly when it is to play it when you want instead of just going, I'll just wait.
If I can afford it at the time and the game gets good reception and I was anticipating it, then yes, I'm gonna buy it immediately.
So when you grab a game, does your passion for the game matter more, or do the reviews matter more to you when you go?
So the reviews matter in that if I have $60 and 3 games dropped on a Friday, I'm like, wow, which one do I want? Which one is tailored more towards me and is going to be good enough for that genre? I'm going to look at a review like, you know what, this one seems to be the best one. Let me go ahead and buy it. Instead of watching someone stream on Twitch and have all these spoilers and stuff like that, no, I'm just going to get tidbits of what fundamentally worked and did not work for that game. Now, here's the thing.
Can you enjoy
Let me ask you a question.
When you go into a game,
Let me ask you a question.
You know it's bad. Are you just going to say it's bad regardless?
Say that again?
If you got a game and had a bad review, are you just going to say it's bad regardless because that's what the review said, or are you going to put your own?
So for something like that, I would say, you know what, I can see why it's such a bad game. I enjoyed it. It wasn't that big of a deal for me.
What if you enjoy it? How would you know if you would enjoy it now without playing it?
Right. So like the Order 1886, for example, got very mixed reviews.
So it had bad.
And you know what? It had very mixed reviews.
So it had
bad, it had okay, and it had some good.
Is that how all reviews are? Don't people bitch about anything? Everybody makes
so when you actually look at like games that are positively received, you'll see that a vast majority of the reviews that were put in were positive. There might be a few mixed, and there might be little to no negative on a game that's positively reviewed. Mixed one, you get a bit of everything, but mostly mixed, and then bad, you get a lot of bad, is what you get. So that's why there's a general consensus, Vestuto, in the gaming community of what is and is not a good game. And the fact that your list, every single game on that list was a 85 or above, which is a very high Metacritic score. You have to keep in mind, it's a very high Metacritic score. And ironically enough, they're listed in numerical order based off the score, reveals how, yes, reviews are accurate. And when it comes to you investing your money in something over one game versus another, how they are a very useful tool. They're not entirely ridiculous. You know, if you want to bring up an example of food, that's different. Taste is probably one of the most subjective things you can have. When you want, taste changes over time.
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
I feel like this question will help move our debate in a way that actually answers the question, because I don't feel like either of you are really answering the question that well. I want each one of you to spend 30 seconds or so answering this. What would the world look like without reviews?
Okay, can I answer that first?
Oh, no. I want to go first. You just had your 10 minutes of whatever you were
10
talking
minutes.
about. Sorry, people.
All right, 10 minutes.
Go ahead and answer.
The world would go back to what it was when we were all happy as kids. When we would go out to a Blockbuster or Family Video and go pick up a game not knowing what the score is, just to try it out because we really thought it looked cool or sounded cool to play. We didn't base our
sounded
opinions-
cool to play.
Yeah. When you read the back of the game, you remember when the game had a description on the back? I'm sorry, I gamed for a long
So
time.
you trust the review of the person who wrote that it's accurate?
It's just a description of the game. It's not saying this game is a 5.
It's a review. So they don't give you a numerical score to gauge it, but they say, hey, this is what you're getting out of the game.
Well, I would disagree with that because just because Jurassic Park says it has dinosaurs in it doesn't mean they're saying this is the greatest movie ever.
About dinosaurs.
About
anyway,
dinosaurs. You're just like, oh, I like dinosaurs.
I feel like people would to actually enjoy the game and play it for what it is and enjoy it instead of looking for mistakes or looking to be, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. So many things get overhyped.
Okay, I think that's enough.
Okay.
So,
what would
you know,
it look like without game?
well, real quick to touch on his point, he's mentioning when we were kids and going to Blockbuster and Family Video. Well, as a child, your expectations are completely different than an adult. We are adult gamers, and the gaming landscape is very different now than it was back then. So I don't really see how the two are equivalent. And also, when you're renting a game, you are previewing it. So you're not even buying the game. You're not actually investing the literal retail value amount of the game, money into that game. But a world without reviews would pretty much look like a very aimless one. A lot of people would be confused. They wouldn't know where to put their money. A lot of people would be all over the place, and they would be very skeptical if they should trust game developers or not, right? Because someone can make a trailer and make a game look freaking awesome, and then it's just kind of okay. So people would become very untrustworthy against think about it this way. These gaming companies would be unaccountable. They could literally give us trash. All these people buy it. Damn, we got duped again. And the next thing you know, they could come out with another game and say, hey guys, we did a lot better job this time. Trust us on this. You buy the game, damn, they did it the same exact dirty way as they did before. We need reviewers to tell us, you know what guys, this mechanic in this game is horrible. When you look at reviews like something like The Order, the complaints are consistent. When you look at issues with The Last Guardian, the complaints are consistent. So there's consistency in the reviews.
So,
absolute consistency.
Again, just make a point real quick.
So let me ask you
this.
this.
You did say you go off of reviews instead of passion for gaming. So when you
That's
don't have that
not
passion,
true.
no, just wait. I asked you that. You did say you go off the reviews.
No, listen to me though, because
did you not
at the end of the day,
You just
if there
said
were
that.
no reviews, at the end of the day, if there are no reviews
If you
or
don't have
bad
passion
reviews,
into gaming, you're
no reviews or bad reviews, I'm still buying God of War. No reviews,
Is
bad
everybody
reviews, I'm
the
still
same?
buying it.
Are you the same as everybody else? Are me and you the same?
No.
Okay, so then how does their voice about the game mean to you? What if something you like, they don't, and they put it as a bad
Well,
review? You're
talking about one person. You're just talking about one
It's
person.
a group of people.
I'm talking
Are you the same as
about
that
a group of people
Can you
ranging
not be
anywhere from
yourself?
50 to 100 people
I
who
feel like
all
this is
basically
what-
have the same thing to say. And you know what?
I know how the game works.
Your
and you
top
put
five
the time.
was
Are you a
consistent
gamer?
with
You put
many.
your time into games.
I do put my time into games.
There's a
for
reason
sure.
I don't
But you know what?
understand or get
When there are 100 games
scores,
coming
I
out in a
don't
year
understand.
and only have a certain amount of money to spend on them, damn right I'm going to look at a review to know if this is the one worth spending my money on.
So you
Because I'm not a
game.
millionaire, I can't buy all these games. And be like, damn, I
So you
wasted
can't-
$60.
You don't rent games. You don't even try.
But
You don't play phone games that have
okay,
bad
what bad
reviews?
games do you play that you love? You can't name them. You
What
can't name them.
box?
What reviews did it get?
I liked, let's see, games that, I don't, see, it's hard for me to answer this because I don't know the review scores. You're just going, oh, that one got this one got this, because I don't look at them because they
There are no reviews out there for what
You
the box.
can't game without someone else telling you if it's good or not. You're
So
not a gamer.
you never
You're
lean
not
on
a
the
gamer.
gamer.
Pick it up
So-
and play it. Put your time into it like we did.
Vestuto.
Zelda.
Let me ask you a
I
question.
the time to not have
Vestuto.
a review when I was
Answer
a kid, but
this
I
question.
enjoyed it
Why are you
because it
running
was
from
a
the
fucking
question?
classic.
Why are you running from the question?
What?
Time, gentlemen.
Listen, last
Time
question.
is up.
Like
When
you
you
mentioned
were
earlier,
up.
reviews are accurate.
Court!
Why don't they matter?
When he was a kid, he
Why
had
don't they matter?
reviews.
This court!
He can't answer.
No,
If
done,
they're
you're
not
done.
accurate,
Shut
then
it
they don't
down.
matter. If they're accurate, then they matter.
Losers.
He says
in your room.
they're accurate, so they
Okay, I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Things have gotten a little too heated. We all need to take a deep breath, take a little second to cool off and now we are ready to go into our closing arguments. The studio will begin. Please let us know why we should get rid of reviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you all day, I feel like, of why these reviews don't matter. Honestly, I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to be real with you, like we all should be. If you want to be like people like this, and be like everybody else in the world, be a casual gamer and only listen to a review score to waste your money or not, go ahead. That's your choice. But if you're a real passionate gamer, and you care about the business, you care about being your own person for once, don't let reviews scare you off. They don't matter. Don't look them up. If you find something wrong with the game, find it by playing it. Don't listen. Don't be one of those people that always say what the review scores are of the game to win a debate. That's pointless. You're like everybody else. Be a real gamer. show that passionate game that we miss and love so much.
Thank you. Vinny, your closing arguments.
I know it hurts. Leave tissue.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this spectacle, and I think what we saw here was a sad gamer who doesn't realize that they really support the opposing side. In this debate, Vestuto has admitted that reviews are accurate. We revealed how his top 5 list is chronologically ordered based off their Metacritic score, and they all scored very high.
I didn't know that.
If something is accurate, then it matters. The fact that Vestuto here admitted something was accurate implied that it matters. If it wasn't for the professional reviewers of this world, you wouldn't know if the story was good, if the graphics kept on bugging out, if when you go online, the games keep on dropping. You wouldn't know that.
I figured that out by playing.
It's thanks to reviews that we have structure and know what is worth it and what isn't. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You've been a great judge.
Thank you for...
Thank you, Elder Councilmember Owen.
Just one last question, because I respect you and your opinion, first of all. Thank you for
Yes,
having
good
this
job
one.
shaking
Thank
hands. Thank you.
Have the scores ever been wrong? Have they ever been...
The word of the debate is over. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.
You don't want to
Please,
real quick, man up in front of the camera. Have
please
scores been wrong?
comment. Let us
Once
know
you
what you
answer
guys
my
think.
question.
I will.
Let us know what you want to talk about in the
He's
future.
scared.
Let us, please continue to talk to us about this, and we're, as you can see, this debate is hardly over.
Leave us comments about this fake gamer and his scores. I hope you get scored.
Okay, thank you.
They freaking matter. We're done. Freaking matter.